श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदान शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनं प्रणो देवे सरस्वदेवाजेभिर्वाजिनेवदे तेनामवित्रयवदो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ओम जयन्ती मंगलकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्री स्वाहा स्वदा नमोस्तुते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Sairam Lin, Sairam from Malaysia.
Sairam Sharma, Sairam from New Zealand. Thank you, Swami. We offer our talk at your divine lotus feet because we know that so many people, including our listeners, wherever they may be, are always interested to hear news of Prema Sai. And I mean true news, not hearsay. Because there are a number of people who claiming to be Prema Sai, but I can assure you that the true Prema Sai will only be revealed by our Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai. I had my first glimpse of what Swami created, looking with the true image of Prema Sai, thanks to the late Dr. John Hislop, who Swami said was his minister for United States of America. Of course, most of you will know that Swami had created the Prema Sai ring for Dr. Hislop, and I was fortunate enough to be sitting next to Jack at a conference in Brisbane in 1990, and he showed me the ring, and I made a sketch of it. In those days, you could only see the profile of Prema Sai on that ring. It is a brownish stone, and the face is in relief. So even if you are watching the video of Dr. Hislop talking about the Prema Sai ring, it is on YouTube, you cannot see the details. However, I can tell you that it was a most beautiful face in profile with eyes closed, short beard, quite a long nose, broad forehead, medium length curly or wavy hair, dark hair, I would say. And Dr. Hislop said at the time, he is still forming this, he will, and when I saw the ring 4 years later, when Dr. Hislop came to New Zealand, the face had turned a little bit, and you could see it now in 3/4 profile. And Jack said the face has been moving these years. So often he would look at the ring and he could see that the face had moved a little bit. And so I made another sketch of the face. Again, it was a face of the most profound peace. And indeed, it did have a resemblance to Jesus, but of course, we have no real pictures of Jesus other than what Swami has materialized. But indeed, it did resemble, the face resembled Jesus, but I would say with a longer nose and a lengthier face, if I can put it like that. Now, not too long ago, there was a wonderful video was reposted on YouTube by a devotee named Prema from the 60s. And it is on a site called Sai for Everyone. And she remembers and talks about a Prema Sai medallion that Swami made for her years ago. She said that she remembered him moving his hand in the familiar gesture, and the palm of his hand split open. Now, this again is another solution to a mystery. Many people say, now how does Swami create his objects? Indeed, a slit or a split opens in his palm. and the object, whatever it may be, or the vibhuti, exits from that split. Now, this was nothing new with Swami, because we also have records of his toes splitting open and vibhuti pouring from them also. And the late Dr. Pavan, as far as I know, was the only person to video this split opening in Swami's palm, which should finally put to rest all the rumors that Swami does not really materialize things, that it is up his sleeve or a sleight of hand or some other thing. No, this is not true. So the lady saw the split appear in Swami's palm, and a medallion appeared, which showed Shirdi Sai and Sathya Sai, and then what she described as a blob. And it was within that blob, you can just make out the beginnings of a profile. It is on the right side of the medallion, and it is looking towards the left. And it is very, very similar to what I saw on Dr. Hislop's ring. At that time, Swami had said Prema Sai is still in the stages of formation. And that is why Swami did not show him full face. Now, there was a photograph going around, or an artwork of Prema Sai. It showed a youngish man with a short beard, no mustache. Swami was shown that picture, and he said, artist's fancy. So it was an imagined piece of work, although you will see it reproduced many times if you ever Google Prema Sai. However, we do have there is another image that Swami produced of a ring that showed Narayana, and then Shirdi Sai, Sathya Sai, and the beginnings of Prema Sai. And that ring, it is not quite so evident. I have seen this ring. It is a magnificent piece of artwork for sure, and it came from the divine hand of Bhagwan and was gifted to one of his nearest and dearest devotees some years ago. Sometimes Swami would ask the person when he was materializing a ring, who do you want? Do you want Shirdi Sai? Do you want Sathya Sai? But he did not ask, do you want Prema Sai? The only time he did that, to my knowledge, was when he created the Prema Sai ring for Jack Hislop, and at that time he had taken a ring from Jack that was gold, and he transformed it into the Prema Sai ring. Now that ring was returned to Swami when Dr. Hislop passed away, along with the crucifix and whatever other wonderful objects that Jack had, and I believe that was Dr. Sandweiss who returned those wonderful pieces to Swami. A good friend of mine sometimes says that she gets asked many times, what of Prema Sai? And she said, well, I am still not tired of this Sathya Sai, and I am still reveling in his presence and his glory, which I think is a wonderful answer for anyone that if you are being asked, what do you know about Prema Sai? However, I do remember Swami saying that he had come to prepare the banquet and Prema Sai would be serving it. And obviously Shirdi Sai had a role in that too, but it was going to take 3 incarnations to lift the world from the perilous state that it would be in. And of course now all are looking forward to the appearance of Prema Sai. Prema Sai is going to be pure Shakti energy. Shakti is, of course, the feminine, but take heart, men, it does not mean that women are going to be ruling the world. It will just be that pure motherly love that we will experience in the Prema Sai incarnation. Swami has described this time. It is beyond anything that we can imagine. There will be no illness. There will be no poverty. There will be equality. And instead of temples and separate places of worship, there will be pillars pillars that resemble the Sarvadharma lotus pillar in the ashram, which celebrate the unity of all faiths. And Swami was very clear about this. He spoke of it when he materialized the All India medallion, which is set with 18 diamonds, which he said showed the location of 18 of these pillars. And this was in 1976. He has also, at the time the lotus pillar was erected on the occasion of his 50th birthday, he also commented that in future these pillars will be all over the world celebrating the one religion, the religion of love. My husband has said that he believes that when you see Prema Sai, one look from his eyes will be so much love, you will simply fall in love with him. It will only take a glance, because he will just be radiating that pure divine Shakti energy. He will be able, as Swami was, to transform a person with a mere glance. Shortly after Mahasamadhi, I realized, or became aware, being a volunteer staff member, that a group of priests and Siddha Purushas were sent from Prashanti Nilayam to the village where Prema Sai is to be born, and they began a cleansing of all the temples that surround that place. Swami had given the destination in Mandya district, and of course all the temples in that area are very ancient. I have seen some of them, and the temple to where Prema Sai was said to be appearing first in public is near a Balakrishna temple, and he will first be seen under a large banyan tree. I have witnessed one of the pujas, or several of the Prema Sai pujas, conducted by the priests and Siddhi Purushas, where they use the wood that is from that banyan tree, and a specific mantra is chanted, this thus purifying the environment around where Prema Sai is to first appear. I hope that all of you, even though we are looking forward so much to the advent of Prema Sai, and I'm sure that it is growing near with every breath, that we never forget our beloved Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. He has not gone anywhere. His power is now greater than ever. It is at maximum volume, I would say. We are seeing so many new devotees drawn to him who have never seen him, never had his darshan. They are flooding into Prashanti Nilayam from all corners of the world. They are reaching out for books, for talks, for any information they can find about our beloved Bhagwan. I urge you all to be ready at any moment to be asked about him, to spread his love by your actions, your thoughts, words, and deeds. It is the greatest service we can do to Sathya Sai and for Prema Sai, the embodiment of divine love. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Tasmat karunya bhavena raksha Saishwara. Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Saishwara Arpanamastu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.